Okay, my name is Desalegn. Yeah, just representing the indigenous peoples of Africa here. I would like to compliment on what my colleague, Ms. Eunice has said. We as indigenous peoples feel that we are partners and part of the solution for the climate crisis. And we believe that the climate change is not the issue of environmental science, it's also the issue of economic crisis of the country, of the continent, and the issue of the livelihood and the survival of indigenous peoples who are the custodians of indigenous knowledge and indigenous knowledge systems on resilience, mitigation, and adaptation. So as she said that we need a participation. We have been participating in all global climate change initiative processes, but we have got registered, but not got the chance of approval so far. So we need to be part of the champion and the history makers. The sole reason I think that has obstructed us from participating or getting the early badge is the lack of our representation and at AU level. So we demand the focal person at AU level. So there has to be indigenous peoples focal person that follows the issues, the concerns, and the priorities of indigenous peoples of Africa being addressed at AU level. So the agenda of the indigenous peoples being set at AU level, and the indigenous peoples' full and inclusive participation has been maintained at AU level too. The second point I would like to address is the issue of land security, land rights. So the issue of the fundamental rights of the indigenous peoples. So as you know that United Nations has adopted and promulgated the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Self-Determined Development, which also considers the land tenure and the land security systems into consideration. So we need this issue to be well articulated, included, and also become part and parcel of African policies, and the indigenous peoples want to be part of the solution too. The final point I would like to address is indigenous peoples want the direct access to climate finance for resilience and adaptation mechanisms. So the business as usual approach of accessing to the climate finance has to be changed, and we need more reform and inclusive decision making that considers indigenous people's participation and the grant decision making committee both at global, continental, and the local level. I would like to thank you for your kind understanding.